And we are back.
Hello, my friend. Welcome to the channel. It is October 6th today, and our topic is looking out for each other. Ready for the quote?
Mm-hmm.
Seneca says, "It's in keeping with nature to show our friends affection and to celebrate their advancement, as if it were our very own. For if we don't do this, virtue, which is strengthened only by exercising our perceptions, will no longer endure in us."
I don't understand any of it.
Do you understand the first sentence?
Mm-mm.
It's in keeping with nature to show our friends affection and to celebrate their advancement as if it were our very own.
So if somebody is successful, we should celebrate with them their success.
As if it were our own.
As it was our own. Okay. What else could you do?
Dismiss it, minimize it,
like
feel
being-
jealous about it.
Well, yeah, that's not...
But even just like not make a big deal out of it. Like it's like if this were your success, would you would be over the moon about it?
Well, no, not necessarily. I wouldn't be over the moon. I would be maybe like excited for maybe 10-20 minutes or something like that. And then it drops off to like, oh, I guess this is the new reality or whatever this new success is. And then I might have another thought somewhere later on like, oh, yeah, that thing happened. Yeah, awesome. Right? But I don't have like, oh, let's throw a party for 6 people or whatever. Right? Like I don't have this...
It also depends on what the scope of the achievement is.
Grandiose.
Or grandiose.
Grandiose. Yeah, I don't have the grandiose celebration of my successes. I am kind of like, okay, yeah, that worked out. That's awesome. Cool. Oh, yeah, that was freaking awesome. Cool. Okay, let's move on. Like, I don't have...
I think what he's getting at is like oh, yeah, that is freaking awesome. Like, extending that to the other person.
Yeah. And that's... Yeah, I can't imagine not to do that too with my friends. Right, like somebody gets promoted, like I would not mention anything. That seems so odd. Be like, hey, Mike got promoted and got the job that he always wanted. I'll be like, hey, Mike, how's it going? I got promoted. Cool. Hey, do you want to go do? Like no, I would say something. I'm like, man, congrats, that's amazing. Like, oh,
yeah,
high
I mean,
fives,
it gets
right?
it gets tricky in different situations with different people. Like if you're in competition
It
with
is,
somebody,
I get
if
it.
somebody gets something that
if
you
it's
want.
not your friend, let's say, right? Let's say it's not your friend. It's the person who is trying to get the same job as you do, and they get promoted, and now you need to celebrate their promotion with them the same way as if you were promoted.
Right.
That's hard for me to do with people who I was in competition with. It's easy. It's much easier to do it with friends who I'm not competing. And even if they might be making 3 times more money than I do or something, they might be like way out, like my buddy Brian, like Jesus Christ, right? Like, but I'm not, if he succeeds, I'm still like, dude, awesome. Like I wouldn't just be, you know what I mean? He might be up here, let's say financially, right? Let's say, and he succeeds even more up there, like I will still celebrate it, right? But the second I'm in competition for something here that I want, that gets difficult.
And that gets difficult even if, let's say, it was your friend with Brian and you are in competition with your friend to get something that you both want.
Yeah, but the friendship is bigger. The friendship is bigger.
Yeah.
If it's a friendship, right? Like I've been in competition with people who I knew, but they weren't friends. They were kind of jerky, actually. Like they were not like I would want to go and hang out with these people, and now they're in competition, and now they get the job, and now I'm like, well, I don't want to celebrate your thing, no, like whatever, right?
Well, I think there's also something about like celebrating what somebody else has, while at the same point, like not feeling bad about
the lack of
for myself, you know what I mean? Like because I think it can go hand in hand, where like I can be genuinely happy for you, but I might at the same time feel sorry for me. And so I think what he's talking about here is also like getting rid of that feeling sorry for me thing. Like it's getting rid of that scarcity mindset of like, because you are doing well, that means that I can't. And moving more into
Yeah,
an
like-
abundance mindset where it's like, hey, there's room for everybody
There's
to
no,
succeed.
yeah, because I mean that's the thing. If we understand the abundance concept, and it is true, 100%. It's true, right? Like there's no doubt that there is enough for everyone here to be very successful. There's plenty all over, right? Not even just money. Money also ton, just crazy amounts of money around, right? Like there's no lack, right? So it's like, yeah, there is abundance. So when I'm when I'm in competition with somebody else and that person gets it, I then feel like, okay, cool, I didn't get this. This is great. I need to go get a new job, let's say. And I'm not staying over there because like, oh, there's no abundance. No, I'm like, no, there are a ton of other jobs and I'll be wanted there and I'll have friends there and they will love me over there and I'll do a great job for them and they'll love that I'm doing a great job for them. Pow, let's go. Right? Like no problem. Like and that's the abundance approach to it. Like I never, like when I lose, I don't necessarily say to myself like that was it. I will never have another opportunity, right? No. There's so much abundance, like it's ridiculous. Like, yeah, just ridiculous. And I understand it's hard for people to get some of these successes because some people, the 1%, has 99% of the resources, right? So it's like hard to see the abundance. But nevertheless, that those resources exist someplace, and someplace they're not locked for no one to be able to access them. No. You can access them. That's the abundance. You go talk to Elon and see if he can get you something, right? Like you have to try. You have to try. And it'll yeah, there is no lack of anything. Yeah.
You want to look at the second sentence?
Yeah.
For if we don't do this, virtue, which is strengthened only by exercising our perceptions, will no longer endure in us.
No, I'm having a hard time with that. Well, I don't even know what virtue is.
Virtue, he's talking about the 4 Stoic virtues, like courage, justice, self-control, wisdom.
How can I not remember these? We've been doing this for like 7-8 months, and I cannot remember. If you ask me, like, what are the 4 virtues from the Stoic? I'm like, even now as you read them, I cannot repeat them.
Well, yeah, because
Like
you have to be the one to say them out loud a bunch of times and be like, oh, there's 2, but there's 2 more. What were those 2 more? Oh shit, what the fuck were those 2 more?
Yeah, but you would think that by now, because we've been doing it for so long.
I know,
like,
but you mostly are just hearing me say it, and your brain is not picking that up the same way as if you were saying it. Because I'm not just saying them; I write them down in my journal sometimes, or
virtue,
like, you know what I mean. Like,
I still don't know what virtue is. What's a virtue? Like, what's the word virtue represent?
I don't know what the dictionary definition of virtue is, but when I think of the word,
like
it's
good
like
things, a good
yeah, like a good
quality
quality
or something. Yeah, okay. The good quality, okay.
So he's saying if we don't practice celebrating other people's advancement, then the virtue that's inside of us,
the good quality,
will no longer endure. It will go out.
Yeah.
Because he's saying virtue is strengthened by exercising our perceptions. So it's strengthened by us getting clear about how we're looking at things.
Right.
And it's, if I'm looking at things in the way where your success is good and I celebrate it, that is in line with nature, and that will help keep the fire of virtue alive inside of me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess that makes sense now. Now, I would still have a hard time to be celebrating somebody else's success if they are competing to get what I am competing to get.
Yeah, that's the challenge.
Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah. Awesome. Celebrate. You know.
Yeah.
Neighbors got a new Tesla. Awesome, bro. High five. Cool. Good for you, man. It's great. right? But like the second I'm in like, if I'm at the dealership and my neighbor is there and I would say, I want that purple Tesla, and he said, I want that purple Tesla, and somehow he gets it because of some reason, like then I'm gonna be like, dude, you stole it from front of my nose. Like that's true, you know what I mean? That's when it can get to, hopefully a lot of those don't happen. I mean, it definitely happens. Yeah, that happens. Maybe even happens when you even don't know that's happening. Yeah. Okay.
You ready for Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
Watching other people succeed is one of the toughest things to do, especially if we are not doing well ourselves. In our hunter-gatherer minds, we suspect that life is a zero-sum game, that for someone to have more means that we might end up with less. But like all parts of philosophy, empathy and selflessness are a matter of practice. As Seneca observed, it's possible to learn to rejoice in all their successes and be moved by their every failure. This is what a virtuous person does. They teach themselves to actively cheer for other people, even in cases where that might come at their own expense, and to put aside jealousy and possessiveness. You can do that too.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't have a lot of that. I mean, like I remember, like somebody in my family had like two people in my family, or two couples in my family were like kind of competing like this, right? Like, oh, who's gonna we have a better house, and now the other couple was like, oh, we're gonna have to move and get a better house. Like they were literally like competing of who's got better stuff, until that one couple totally outgrew and went crazy, blue sky breakout type of a thing, right? And then that's when they stopped being friends. So I hear like there's like a competition that's not really a competition, because like you can, like I'm competing in this world and you're competing over there and something completely different. So how the heck would the result be similar? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that seems silly. But anyway, I've been sick for the past 3 days, so good times. Anyway, what else do you have on this?
Fresh out.
Okay, perfect. Bye, y'all.
Bye. See you tomorrow.